So it's time to discuss what an online business is all about and what kind of mindset you need to have in order to be successful. Why is this important? Imagine going on a trip, let's say Pittsburgh to Dallas, Texas. Your reason or why to make this trip? Well, you don't really have one. When do you want to take this trip? Not really important. How are you going? You'll figure it out as you go. And what will you do when you get there? Who really knows? See, to be successful, we have to kind of go to step number one, and that is to recognize your challenge. For the longest time, I was confused as to why challenge would be the first C that successful people talk about. You see, I'd always thought that it was always best to eliminate challenges from my life, overcome them, and move on. And if you notice in this statement, that is exactly why challenge is the first C for successful people. It is through challenges that we learn what we need to do to overcome them and move forward with our life. Without a challenge, there is no reason to start a business or to continue your business, as it's just not important enough to you. See, the challenge, you have to have a plan. You need to know what you're going to do, not only to overcome it, but when you get there, what to do when you do overcome it. There's a lot of different directions to go, and there's a lot of different things you need to understand. Instead of a challenge being a negative, your challenge is very much a necessity and something we should embrace. Have you ever been to a live seminar or watched a presentation online or TV? And the first thing the speaker usually starts with is their story. And usually that story embraces some key point in their life, their personal challenge. They recognized it, grasped it, overcame it, and that has allowed them to succeed well beyond their wildest dreams. For example, Albert Einstein never spoke for the first 3 years of his life. His teachers told his mother he would never succeed academically. His mother refused to let the outside influence her son's growth. We all know his vast accomplishments, especially in the field of relativity. Thomas Edison and his journey in creating the light bulb. When asked about it, he quoted, "I have not failed 1,000 times. I have successfully discovered 1,000 ways not to make a light." He's used his circumstances to keep going. Helen Keller overcame blindness and deafness to earn a college degree. Stephen King his first novel was rejected 30 times. Stevie Wonder overcame blindness and became one of the most successful singers-songwriters of his time. Ed Sheeran overcame constant bullying while growing up to become a world-renowned singer-songwriter. Mexican artist Frida overcame a horrific accident and childhood polio to become one of Mexico's most recognized artists. Tony Robbins grew up in what was considered to be a poor family, always wanting and needing. You see, needless to say, you can probably research any successful person and you will find each one of them will have overcome some sort of obstacle. Does not necessarily mean you have to be hurt or be poor or be physically afflicted. Simply means you need to find out what is your challenge and what will it take to overcome it to get you where you want to be. To be able to ignore the signs on the road. Road closed. Wrong way. No left turn. There's always a way, you just need to understand. Your challenge needs to be big enough for you to keep going. And even if there's a detour, you will find your way back. So I ask yourself, is the road you're heading on in the right direction? And if it isn't, will you be able to keep going until you find yourself where you want to be? That's really what challenges are all about, and that's why you need to understand that. As embrace your challenge, create your game plan, continue to succeed. Dedicate your time to get better at what you do, and then you will succeed. Be determined, find the tools that you need, and just keep going. As an entrepreneur, you need to do the following. Change the way you think about entrepreneurship. Trust your path, have no regrets. Your why has to be big enough. Learn what your personal challenge is. Know you need to eliminate your current consumer employee thinking. If you continue to market your time by a value, i.e. wage or fee based on an hourly rate, then your earning potential is limited to time. How many hours you work for a specific dollar. If you can instead market your knowledge by joining people with a need with others who can service this need, then your earning potential becomes unlimited. If you can base your business on your knowledge, not your time, then your earning potential has no limits. Once again, identify your challenge, create a game plan, be able to adjust your game plan, and leave the consumer employee thinking behind. There is no challenge that is too big. You can figure out a way to make it work. Dreamers and achievers are not that far apart. When you welcome your entrepreneurial spirit, you will be able to fly.